Ever since it was revealed that the FBI witness who formed the basis of the GOP's effort to impeach Joe Biden over Burisma and Ukraine, ever since it was revealed that that was like a whole big bag of lies, I think a lot of people have been wondering why. Why is it that this person, Alexander Smirnov, lied in an attempt to, I guess, get Joe Biden? And there's a lot of different theories as to why. So there's already been, stated these allegations that he's connected to Russian intelligence. So some people believe that that's probably the explanatory thing. Maybe that's why he made these claims. But there's new reporting from The Guardian that hints at another possibility, and it is annoyingly complicated, but at its core, apparently, Alexander Smirnov was paid $600,000 by an American company that has connections to a UK company owned by Donald Trump business associates in Dubai. And that payment came the year of, but before the lies began, the claims that were made about Joe Biden, Ukraine, and Burisma. And you'll have to bear with me as we try to walk through this. That chart looks vaguely Pepe Silvia-ish, I agree. But that's the path that the money took effectively. And look, at one point we had prepared, and I want you all to look at the Guardian report. There is a mess of names and a mess of companies here, and meetings with the Trump family and donations to Trump and all that, and a whole bunch of people. I decided I'm not gonna run through all of that because I wouldn't remember it at the end of it. I think there's no reason why you would either. Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube. But the basic claim is that that money appears to have gone to this guy from people that had a vested interest in Donald Trump, getting back into office. Of course, all of this is coming in the wake of the 2020 election, during a time in which there were a lot of people on the right that thought that not only would Donald Trump become president in 2024, but that if they could reveal that the election was fraudulent, that he could instantly get back into office. Now, we do have to be fair. They say, not the named people in this, they are not responding to any questions for comment from The Guardian, but an unnamed former business associate told the Wall Street Journal that that payment was, quote, in exchange for a stake in an Israel-based crypto trading platform called Bit of Trade that Smirnov was working on launching. And all of that sounds even shadier than the stuff we were just talking about, having to do with crypto and all that. That could be a legitimate reason for this transfer of funds. And honestly, I hate even covering something like this because when you have a chart of all the connections, I just start thinking of Glenn Beck and his blackboard or whatever. But the claims were false. The claims were immediately picked up by the right. It is not impossible that something illicit or corrupt, not even necessarily attached to James Comer or Jim Jordan or any of them. They don't have to have been involved in literally any of this. So maybe they leaned on the guy. Maybe they provided a financial incentive. I don't know. Brett, what do you think?
Listen, the guy lied. And that was the story. That was the takeaway from a while ago. And do you think that anyone at Fox News is really backing off of that? No, they're gonna just repeat this nonsense over and over and over again. I don't think it's too complicated to have that workflow or that flow of cash and who these players are and how they're connected to Donald Trump. Like that has gotten people kicked off of stuff before. That trail of money is what a lot of us who watch certain true crime docs live for. And that's not a room full of string and safety pins and thumbtacks. That is like a few steps. And that is exactly what it is. Now, even without all those steps, I love this. Like, why would someone lie on Donald Trump's behalf? I can point to 6,000 people on television right now who are doing it for financial benefit, none of which are as explicitly tied to Donald Trump associates as this. A lot of it is just like, it sounds like the dominant strategy for my career right now is to help the guy in charge of one of the two major parties in America. This stuff is just super fun. And it's just, every time they tell you how ridiculous it is that like Hunter Biden did coke off a different surface or body part, you can counter it with like, this is more ridiculous that like there's a bunch of people going through like Israeli Bitcoin companies to pay off a guy who's lying on Trump's behalf in jail.
Yeah. And he is in jail. I'm glad that you pointed that out because I want to let people know that the jury trial for Alexander Smirnov is coming up in April. Maybe coming out of that, there will be more information. Maybe at some point he could reveal things as part of some sort of settlement. I don't know. I think that would be dramatic. Also, I will leave you with a fun little possibility. So he's been arrested. He's going to have the jury trial. Theoretically, he could face legal consequences that, in theory, could be vacated by a future president, like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been perfectly willing to pardon those who have gotten involved in his legal stuff, have intimidated witnesses and lied for him before. It seems crazy that he would pardon Alexander Smirnov, but does anyone think that it's 100% not going to happen? Anyway, just another fun little nugget to look forward to if Donald Trump becomes president.